bringing Israel to the world. This is IBN News.
With News of Israel, I'm Susan Michaels. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu met with British Prime Minister Boris Johnson this week, just 2 weeks before Israeli elections. During a brief half-hour meeting, the two leaders spoke of the need to prevent Iran from acquiring nuclear weapons, as well as a two-state solution in Israel. Beyond those topics, Netanyahu planned to discuss possible talks between Iran and U.S. President Donald Trump, to which he said, "This is not the time to hold talks with Iran. This is the time to increase the pressure on Iran." Netanyahu also met with U.S. Secretary of Defense Mark Esper, who is in London as well. Some analysts say the real focus for Netanyahu was to hold further talks with the Secretary of Defense amid the numerous Israeli security concerns in the Middle East. The Turkish president says it's unacceptable for nuclear-armed states to forbid his country from obtaining its own nuclear weapons. Tayyip Erdogan told his ruling AK party members some countries have missiles with nuclear warheads, not one or two, but they tell us we can't have them. This I cannot accept. Erdogan hinted that he wanted the same protection for Turkey as Israel, saying, "We have Israel nearby as almost neighbors. They scare other nations by possessing these. No one can touch them." Turkey signed the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty in 1980 and in 1996 signed the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty, which bans all nuclear detonations for any purpose. Erdogan did not say whether Turkey has plans to obtain such weapons. In an apparent about-face, blue and white leader Benny Gantz says he will form a liberal secular coalition following the September 17th elections for the Knesset. Gantz is no longer putting forward the possibility that ultra-Orthodox parties will be invited to join his new government if he is tasked with forming the next coalition. According to party sources, the leadership realized ultra-Orthodox parties would remain loyal to Netanyahu, so decided to adopt a more secular agenda. And a captain in the IDF has been discharged from the military, ordered to pay a substantial fine, and forced to write a letter of apology for calling a subordinate of Ethiopian origin the Hebrew equivalent of the N-word. I'm Susan Michaels.
IBN, Israel Broadcast Network.